8-year-old Jasmine Washington is no stranger to hunger and the effects that not having enough food has on her physically, emotionally, and academically. Last year, her father had to quit his job due to being diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and her mother works, but still doesn't make enough to afford everything the family needs. There are times that Jasmine and her 2 brothers have to skip dinner, or her mother and father go without eating so that the children can have a little something. Even at such a young age, Jasmine knows that her hunger is affecting her schooling. I wasn't able to focus on my schoolwork, and that kind of affected my grades. It was very frustrating because all I could think of was food when I went to school, because I wasn't able to eat breakfast at home. Jasmine is just one of millions of kids who go hungry in this country every day. Statistics show that in the United States, 1 out of 5 children live in households where they do not have regular access to food. In America, one of the richest countries in the world, it is unacceptable that so many children go hungry every day through no fault of their own, and it is our responsibility to right this wrong in order to give our children the best chance of becoming successful, healthy adults. Childhood hunger is an ever-increasing problem in the United States, directly related to the large number of people living in poverty. According to statistics from the No Kid Hungry organization, 22% of children in the U.S. live in poverty. Due to the recent economic recessions and increasing unemployment, the poverty rates have increased in recent years, leaving the families unable to afford the basic necessities for their children, such as clean clothes, shoes, health care, and even food. Not only did the national food insecurity rate among households with children jump precipitously at the start of the 2008 to 2012 global recession from 11.4% to 14.6% between 2007 and 2008, but it also has remained high for at least the subsequent 3 years, increasing both the number of children experiencing food insecurity in their household and potentially the duration of that exposure. Food insecurity is a problem that exists in every state and every county throughout this country. According to research from Feeding America, 16 million children in the U.S. currently live in food insecurity households. There is significant evidence that shows the drastic effects of hunger on a child's physical health and academic performance. The American Academy of Pediatrics calls poverty one of the greatest threats to a child's health. Children who do not receive adequate amounts of nutritious food tend to be more susceptible to illnesses such as headaches, stomach aches, ear infections, colds, and fatigue. These children are also more slow to recover and more likely to be hospitalized from their illness. Lack of enough healthy food can not only cause health concerns, but will often impair a child's ability to concentrate and perform well in school. Children who regularly do not get enough nutritious food to eat tend to have significantly higher levels of behavioral, emotional, and academic problems and tend to be more aggressive and anxious. How can we expect students to focus, do the schoolwork, and succeed if they are suffering from the pains of hunger? Most of these students are more concerned with their stomachs growling of the feeling that they are going to be sick because they haven't eaten since school lunch yesterday. Fewer impoverished children means fewer high school dropouts, decreased crime, and more employed in good jobs. Childhood hunger is not a recent problem, but in the last 2 decades, its occurrence has increased drastically. The issues of hunger in this country has existed since the first colonists settled in North America, and in recent years has reemerged with a vengeance due to economic crisis to significantly impact our children. Despite efforts by numerous agencies as well as the federal government to stop the progression of this problem, childhood hunger has only continued to increase. For example, the percentage of children who qualify for free or reduced lunch in Tucson Unified School District grew from 57% in 2006 to 71% in 2013. While hunger in America continues to significantly afflict our children, there are newly implemented programs that have showed great promise, ensuring children are receiving adequate amounts of healthy food on a regular basis. These are programs available through the government, local agencies, as well as schools to assist families in affording nutritious food. We have the tools to end child hunger in this country. For example, Feeding America, SNAP, National School Lunch Programs, etc. It makes sense to start inventions in the place where the majority of our children spend their time, schools. 3 out of 4 teachers state that they have kids in their classroom that come to school hungry on a regular basis. As a solution, many schools have begun to provide numerous programs for students to ensure that they are receiving healthy meals daily. They offer free nutritious breakfasts to all students no matter their income. Families can also apply to receive free and reduced lunch if they are having difficulty paying for school meals. A recently established program allows children to fill their backpacks with food to take home on the weekends since they are not in school to receive meals. There are also summer food programs in which students and their siblings under 18 years old can go to local school sites to receive free breakfast and lunch during the week at no cost. These programs have shown significant promise at reducing childhood hunger, but in order to make a difference, they need to be implemented in every school across the country. There are numerous other agencies besides schools that have established food pantries in areas that are experiencing economic difficulties. Food pantries often only require people to show up, answer food questions, and then get the food they need. The federal government has also established programs like Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which is the new name for food stamps, in which those with low income or below the poverty line are provided funds for food depending on their income. They also provide a food assistance program for women, infants, and children who are not in school, for families living in poverty to afford food for themselves and their young children. If Jasmine Washington lived in an area where these programs were present, she would have access to adequate, healthy food on a daily basis, thereby reducing her chance for illness and increasing her academic success, as well as improving her physical and emotional health. If these programs were established and maintained in every county around the country, it would significantly reduce the number of children living hungry. Assistant programs such as those found in schools, along with SNAP, WIC, and food pantries, would significantly help families like the Washingtons be able to access nutritious food for everyone in their family. A hungry world will never be a secure world, and it can never be a just world, especially for those too young to voice their plea for food.